Victoria stood on my doorstep, trembling. Rain soaked her clothes. Tears streamed down her face. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. Then she whispered, "Grace, please help me." I almost slammed the door. After 20 years of silence, why was she here now? Victoria took a shaky breath. "My daughter is very sick," she said. "The doctors say she has leukemia. They've searched the donor registry, but they still can't find a suitable bone marrow match." My heart ached for the young woman. Then Victoria looked up at me through her tears. "The doctors think a close biological relative has the best chance of being a match." I frowned. "I'm not related to your daughter." Victoria broke down completely. "You are." The room fell silent. Then she confessed the truth she had hidden for 20 years. After learning she could never have children, she paid a nurse at the hospital where I gave birth. Hospital records were altered. My healthy newborn was secretly handed to Victoria, while a doctor falsely told me my baby had died. They believed no one would ever question the paperwork. I couldn't breathe. For 20 years. I had mourned a daughter who had never died. The next morning, I went straight to the police. The case was reopened. Investigators reviewed old hospital records and questioned former staff. Finally, a retired nurse admitted several employees had helped cover up the kidnapping. DNA testing confirmed the impossible. The young woman fighting for her life was my daughter. I immediately agreed to be tested. Days later, the doctors confirmed I was a perfect bone marrow match. My daughter underwent the transplant. The weeks that followed were filled with fear, hope, and endless waiting. Then came the news we had all been praying for. The transplant had been successful. Her body was responding well to treatment, and over the following months, her cancer went into remission. For the first time in years, she could finally look forward to a future. Our reunion wasn't like the movies. She had spent 20 years believing Victoria was her mother. I had spent 20 years believing she was dead. We were strangers connected by a love that had never disappeared. We took things slowly. We talked for hours, shared old photographs, and grieved over all the birthdays, holidays, and memories we had lost. Then came the trial. Victoria pleaded guilty. She admitted paying the nurse and helping hide the truth. She begged the judge for mercy. "I loved her every day," she cried. The judge asked my daughter if she wished to speak. She walked to the front of the courtroom and looked at Victoria. "You gave me a home," she said, "but you stole my first one. You stole my mother's chance to watch me grow up. And you stole 20 years that none of us can ever get back." The courtroom fell silent. Victoria lowered her head. The judge sentenced her to prison for kidnapping and the years of deception that followed. As officers led her away, she turned back one last time. "I truly loved you," she whispered. My daughter looked at her through tears. "I believe you did," she replied, "but real love never begins by stealing someone else's child." When the courtroom emptied, my daughter walked towards me. For a moment, we simply looked at each other. Then she hugged me. For the first time in 20 years, I held my little girl again. We could never recover the years we had lost, but we still had today. And for the first time in 20 years, that was enough. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, follow, and share. You never know whose life it might inspire.